Hello all, welcome to Key for Success Mantra. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about one-liner. Are you looking for on-site opportunities? Here, we are going to discuss about the on-site opportunities, especially for the junior resources, or else the person just who got an entry into an organization and what he has to plan to achieve his goal to move into on-site, whether for shorter or for long term. Okay, so here what are we going to discuss about it, in what way this will help them? That is the important topic which we are going to discuss. See, everybody is quite interested for on-site opportunities, right? If you are at offshore, if you are at off-site with client, generally it may not give you adequate exposure for anybody or to establish their identity with customer. Generally people used to think in this way, but of course most of the offshore assignments bit like it would be a time consuming job which people say. Okay, so it may vary, or it may depend from customer to customer, or it may completely vary in many of the aspects. But when you look at it, on-site opportunities, how it will help a person who just got an entry in any of the field, whether it is a person who just understood some technology, or understood and got exposed or got experienced with some of the aspects. Okay, so whether it is an accounting, or whether it is in sales skill, or whether it is in production or manufacturing skill, irrespective of that, what sort of opportunities customers are expecting at on-site. Okay, on-site means you guys very well aware that that is right. So any customer who is expecting some sort of specific skills, whether they are at Canada, Australia, America, or UK, or anywhere, if you are trying to that is showcase your talent and then demonstrate your talent to that countries. Okay, so most of the time it would be a rewarding journey for any consultants or any of the associates who are all part, or who are all facing the customer, right? So at the end of the day, a person who knows the pulse of the customer is getting rewarded in any of the organization. That all of us will agree with that fact. Okay, so in today's world, what we will have to plan in the sense, we will have to make sure that I am here today and I want to go here on this particular timing. Something you should have something in your mind that okay, by this year I will have to be here. Okay, so without any plan you cannot achieve any results at the end of the day. So we all must know very clearly about the timelines where I will have to grow, and then the timelines where I will have to establish my entity, and then I will have to get a reward based on that. That everything depends on that, right? So here in simple way, you should know, first thing you should know which country you want to go, or in which country your organization has got requirements. Okay, in most of the scenarios you won't be able to predict where you would be, but you would be clear where your customer has got requirements. Suppose your customer has got only opportunities in Asia Pacific, even that is, if it is that case, then you should be in a position to travel to the respective countries in case of any requirements. For that you will have to improve your skills. Okay, so make sure first thing which customer you are serving, whether they have got on-site business activities. That's very important. So what you should do, ideally if you are very much interested to work for on-site, you should restrict yourself to that particular skill set. Or in some of the cases, if you have adequate chances to choose your project, you will have to choose your project accordingly. Okay, suppose you would like to go to Australia, but you are serving a customer who has got offices only in India. Your expectation will never get materialized even after 2 years of your tenure in the project, right? So you should be very, very clear with this first aspect, that whether your customer is serving that country. Okay, so they have got requirements. And then second is about your IELTS valid score. Most of the cases, if anybody who is trying to go as an individual, that is the certificate of sponsorship, COS people used to say, right? So you are the sponsor, then you will have to make sure your IELTS or PTE score and all. For that you will have to prepare enough, and then you will have to clear these things, IELTS. If your company is sponsoring you, then accordingly it will be taken care, whether it is a short-term assignment or it would be a long-term assignment. Okay, so your short-term assignments will be like your business visa, and then if it is your long-term assignment, it would be your work permit, or even long-term assignments you may consider that H1B visa, which happens for US opportunities and all. Okay, so you can consider that. So naturally the timelines and then the duration of your project. Suppose you are part of support project, and then the support project, how long it lasts. So based on that, even if you are going on a work permit to US, that is naturally you will be with your company, and then you should know what are all the rules, and then how long you will have to serve. All these things you should be very clear. Okay, because if you are traveling on work permit, naturally you will have to go, and then if you are leaving your organization, by the time your work permit will get seized to that. Okay, it's not like our H1B visa and all. So you should be very clear. That is, it's not only I am talking about US. That is, you will have to select, you will have to specific about your visa, which visa again. Okay, so that is very much clear. You should be very clear with it. So the third point is very important, in the sense the duration of your current assignment and the expectation of the skill sets for the project. Okay, so if your duration, the project duration is like 5 years long term assignment, but your tenure, expectation of your skills is only on the first 2 years of the project, naturally you would be out of the project after 2 years. So you cannot be part of the project as a long term. After 2 years you cannot be, right? So in these cases, the opportunities for your continuity in that on-site location again would be very difficult after 2 years. So you should be very clear with all these things. Okay, so these are all the very important 3 points. So when you are choosing your customer, when you are choosing your skills, you need to make sure that these important points are getting addressed by yourself before you discuss with your third person within your project or within your organization. At least you should be clear with it. Okay, so make sure these 3 points are getting addressed. Okay, so and then only one important point which I would tell you, that every time it happens in a business, any business, short-term requirements get converted into a long-term assignment. So before going into that assignment, before you getting into that assignment, you cannot judge or you cannot jump to the conclusion. So be flexible to take any short-term assignments, and then later on it may become a long-term assignment as well. Okay, so I hope this information would be helpful for you, and see you in my next video. Until then, bye from Ved Narayan.